Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 124 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. It is Saturday, August the 27th, August 27th, 2022, and it's a hot summer day. Soon I'll get the cooler fall temperatures and the winter temperatures, but for now I'll put up with the hot summer weather. I'm all sweaty. It's warm. Anyway, enough complaining about the weather. It doesn't help anything. So I'm so happy to have you here with me today. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming by to check me out. I hope you have fun here and come back again. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back for another week to see what I've been up to and to see what I've accomplished. I'm so happy to have you here with me week after week. It means the world to me. So, I have some knitting progress to show you. Not as much as I didn't get as far as I'd hoped I would, but I'm happy with my progress. This past week has been very busy. We're back to school. I've been back in classes, back into research mode, just had all kinds of things going on this week. So I haven't got near as much knitting done this week as I had hoped and planned to get done. So my one and only progress, I'm continuing to be monogamous this week. That's the only thing I've worked on is my one single project. And this is in my Fringe Supply field bag. Fringe Supply, yeah, that's the right name. And this is my Empress top. And this is a pattern by Sari Nordland. Sorry about messing that up. And so it's my Empress top. And it's coming along quite well. Oops, don't pull the needle out, Karen. You will cry. I've made some decent progress. I've come from the marker up to here. So I've added several more 3 or 4 inches on here. I had finished up the lace portion last week, and I had hoped this week I would get to the point where I had separated the front and back and I was working on the front sections and the back section, but that hasn't happened yet. And part of the reason why it has not happened yet is because I am doing some modifications to the sweater, and I've got this much left of my first ball of yarn. I will be adding the second ball of yarn shortly. This is what I'm using. It's Loops and Thread Wool-like, and it is a polyester acrylic blend. So we shall see how this ends up as a sweater. It has a ton of yardage. It's a light fingering weight, and there's something like 678 yards in here. So there's miles of yarn. So I will be ready to crack into this skein or ball, whatever you call it. All I've got left of this one, I was hoping to have this little bit done before I was ready to film, but I'll finish that later today. So put that aside so I don't have to chase it across the room later. So the modifications, I'm making it a little bit longer than what the pattern calls for. The pattern as written it's not cropped, but it's not as long down the body as I prefer to have my sweaters. So instead of knitting it to the length that they recommend, I'm going to add an extra probably 3 or 4 more inches in this portion, so that the lace portion starts a little bit farther down the body. As the pattern's written, the lace portion starts right at the bottom of the bust, and I would rather it started a few inches lower than the bust line, so that the body of the sweater hangs a little bit lower and hangs below my waist. Comes down to about the hip or a little below the top of the hip level, which is where I prefer a sweater length on me. So that's one of the modifications I'm making, is that I am making it longer. I will also be doing the sleeves a mid-length. It's written for either no sleeve, a short sleeve, which is quite short, or a full sleeve, and I don't want a full length sleeve. So I'll probably do it to just above the elbow length. That's a length I do like on a sweater as well. I don't like extra short sleeves. I don't wear an awful lot with no sleeves. I don't wear that often, but so, and I also, instead of doing the baubles on the lace portion, I've added in beads. I'm not sure if they're even visible right now. I mean, where are they? Here's some. They'll probably come out looking a little bit better once the sweater is blocked. That's another thing I'll have to experiment with and do a little bit differently, because it won't block as a regular wool fiber does, since this is a polyester acrylic blend. So I will have to steam block it and go from there. So I'm trying to decide if I maybe want to do the blocking on the lace portion soon, and then I can get a better measurement for the length on the body before I continue knitting. Come back next week and see if I've done the blocking on the lace portion, because I probably won't do any significant blocking on the plain stockinette portion, because it looks nice as is. So those are my plans for the rest of this. So now next week, I hope when you come back to see me that I have separated the front and back, and that I've got a fair bit on the top part of the sweater done by the time I see you next. Cross your fingers, we shall see. But I also have a busy week coming up before me as well, so we shall see. The other thing I'm getting really excited about is I got an email earlier today. I think it was this morning. Yeah, it was sometime earlier today. I'm subscribed to Stephen West's, or the West Knit newsletter, and he sent out an email earlier today to start the promotion for his annual mystery shawl knit along. I absolutely love his mystery shawl knit alongs. I love them. Don't always love the shawl that I'm finished when it's done, but I love the mystery knit along. So this year the pattern is called Twists and Turns. With his patterns, heaven only knows what that's going to be. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be. Sign-ups begin next week, next Saturday on the 13th or the 3rd of September, and the pattern comes out in 4 or 5 clues beginning in early October, somewhere around the 5th or 6th of October. So once I have an idea of how many colors of yarn we need, I will decide if I'm going to dye my own yarn or if I will order yarn for it. I've made 3 of his mystery shawls before. 2 of them I absolutely love. 1 of them I don't love. It was fun to knit, but I don't love the finished product. So the first one I ever did was in 2018. That was Texture Time, and that's the one I don't love. It's a neat shawl. I had a lot of fun making it, but I'm not in love with it. The second one, for some reason I didn't sign up in 2019. I don't know why not. Can't remember what was going on that year that I did not sign up that fall. 2020, I joined in for Slipstravaganza, and I love that shawl. It's probably one of my absolute favorite things I've ever knit. I love the yarn, I love the colors, I love the design. I absolutely love that shawl. And last year in 2021, I joined up for Slipstravaganza. No, that was 2020 was Slipstravaganza. Last year was Shawlography, and that was another one I really enjoyed. I like the finished project. Slipstravaganza is still my absolute favorite. For texture time, I dyed my own yarn, and I bought a mohair type yarn from Knit Picks to be used as well. For Slipstravaganza and Shawlography, I ordered yarns from Holst in Denmark, and I'm kind of leaning towards probably ordering yarn from Holst again. I love their yarn, I enjoy working with it, and I absolutely love the way it looks once it blocks out. The last couple shawls I made were done in shades of pinks. Shawlography was done in pinks and purples, and Slipstravaganza was done in various shades of pinks. I do like pink. For this new one, Twists and Turns, once I see more information on some of how many colors we need and how much yarn we need, and once I have a look at some of the kits that they put together at Stephen and Penelope's store, I'll start mulling over what colors I might order or might dye myself. I am leaning towards ordering from Holst again, and I am seriously hoping to do it in blues. Blue is another one of I like a lot of colors, but I really do enjoy blue. So I am kind of leaning towards ordering from Holst and getting different shades of blue depending on what the recommendations are for the shawl. We'll find out. Hopefully they will have released all the information about it before I film next Saturday, and then I might be able to tell you a little bit more about what I'm planning on doing at that time. Stay tuned, come back next week and see if I know anything more. But I am really excited about that, and I'm hoping I have my Empress top done before Shawlography. I should have it done. Good grief, that's more a month and change away. It's six or 7 weeks from now. So I want to have Empress finished before then, and I also want to get a few other small projects on the go. Our church has put out a blessing box, and what I'm hoping I can do between now and when it starts getting colder is I'd like to either knit or crochet a bunch of hats. Just a basic beanie toque type of hat, and I plan on using up a bunch of the sport weight yarn that I've dyed myself and make several hats with this yarn here, and then I can have it available and put it in the blessing box, so if anyone wants it they can help themselves to it. So I am kind of hoping that I can get going on that once I've got more work done on my Empress top, and hopefully have my Empress top finished. So those are my one work in progress and 2 works in mind that I have. The hats for the blessing box are just going to be basic, either garter or stockinette hats. Nothing extravagant, nothing overly fancy. Just ones that are going to be quick and easy for me to make, so that I can crank out several of them to donate. So that's my knitting content for the week. New flowers today. I went for the bigger bouquet today. It's not a beer bottle, it's cream soda. The person I buy it from, I doubt would have beer bottles in her home. But it's so pretty. Such a pretty bouquet. And I thought I typically, when I get flowers from her, I buy the mini refill flower, so they're very inexpensive. And I don't know. I think that since I go there all the time, I think I honestly think she undercharges me for the flowers just because I'm such a regular buying them there and have been for a few years now. So every once in a while I like to splurge and spend more and buy the vase and a larger bouquet of flowers. So I did that today, and I love that. That bouquet is so pretty. So pretty. So there's that one. School started up this past Monday. So we're back in the classroom, back teaching. I have my regular face-to-face class on Monday and Wednesday afternoons. My other classes are 100% online, completely asynchronous. So I just post the material. It goes live every Monday morning at 12:01 a.m. So just after midnight and the very beginning of Monday. And the students have a full week to go over the material, do any of the assignments, take any of the tests, all of that kind of stuff. So it's going well. I'm enjoying it. I'm happy to be back in the classroom. I do enjoy the teaching part. I do enjoy talking, which is why I do like a little video podcast thing where I natter at people for half an hour every week. I have no problem talking. So it's never been a problem for me. So I am, as I said, I'm happy to be back in the classroom, and it's a lot of fun. So classes are going well for the first week. Yesterday, the hubby and I went out and explored a bunch of different little antique type stores and gift stores and things like that. And there were 3 of them that we have never been to before. And they're local to us. We drive past them all the time. We just never had a chance to stop in. One of them is only open Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So that kind of minimizes the amount of time that we're able to go and visit the place. But it was a lot of fun. We had a really fun day yesterday, just exploring all these different shops, and we bought a few little things, but nothing much. Went out for a nice lunch first, then explored all afternoon, and then went out for supper afterwards. So it was a really, really fun day. We typically like to take Fridays as a day for us to do something. Typically we're both busy the rest of the week. My husband's a pastor, so he works on weekends and Sundays, so we don't, Saturday and Sunday are not as much a day off for us, especially Sunday. So we like to take Friday as a day just for us to do something. So, and on Thursday, I went and got my first vaccine for shingles. I had chickenpox as a child, a very mild, very, very mild case of it. My mom said she had to search and she just found a couple little spots on my scalp. My sister was really sick with it, but I wasn't overly sick. But I have no desire to get shingles at a later point in my life. So when I was in for my regular checkup a couple weeks ago, I mentioned it to my doctor, and he was 100% yes, get the vaccine. So I went and got it on Thursday, and he had warned me that sometimes people get reactions to it. He said he did. He said he had this big welt on his arm and lasted for a couple days, and a lot of pain in his arm. I got the same thing. So my arm is very tender to the touch. It's better today than it was yesterday. Yesterday it really hurt, and it's itchy. And I'm not sure if you can see, yeah, you can see. There's the welt on my arm from the vaccine, or from the shot they gave me. And it's light, it's faded from yesterday. It was a lot redder yesterday, and the bump was a lot more pronounced yesterday, but that's a bit of a reaction to it. So I've been not 100% the last couple days with, it hurts. And I typically have a fairly high pain threshold, but this is quite uncomfortable. On Thursday night into Friday morning, I didn't have the best night's sleep. I woke up multiple times during the night. I typically sleep on this side, so that was okay. But I'd go to move and it would be like, ow. But anyway, so I've got the first dose. It's a 2-dose vaccine, and you need to go back between 2 to 6 months after you've had the first shot to get the second shot. So I will be going, I have an appointment to see my doctor again in February, so that'll put me at about the 6-month mark. So he'll give me the second shot when I go in and see him in February. And then hopefully I remain shingles free for the rest of my life. I have zero desire to get shingles. I've known a few people who've had it, and it was miserable for them. So if I can go through a few days of discomfort and a big welt on my arm for a few days and a sore arm, but not get shingles, I'm okay with that. That's fine. Noisy motorcycles. Anyway, so, aside from that, not an awful lot much else is new. It has been a busy week, but it's been busy work-wise. And it has limited some of my knitting time, but I'm hoping that in the next week I can get a lot more done. Next week, Thursday, Friday, the hubby and I are going on a short little trip. He has a thing on Thursday afternoon. It's in a nearby town, about an hour and a half drive from here. So we're gonna go on Thursday lunchtime. We're gonna leave. He's meeting with some of his colleagues at 2 o'clock on Thursday. I'm hoping we can check into a hotel early, and then I'll just park in the hotel and knit all afternoon while he's busy. Then he'll come back, we'll go for supper, we'll spend the night, and then we'll go and explore some things in this neighboring town on Friday, and then come home Friday afternoon. So I am hoping to get a fair bit of knitting done then. Whether I will get started on some of the hats by then, or keep knitting like a fiend and get this sweater done. I want to get this sweater done as soon as I can. I'm ready to have it finished, and I'm itching to try to cast on something new. But the sweater, I want to finish the sweater first. So I'm starting to ramble now. Zip it. I'll stop talking. I shall let you go. Take care, and I will see you guys again next week. Bye.